Here we are to continue talking about the Titanic data set and working with JavaScript. In the last couple of videos, we solved a few of the problems here. When you get to about problem 19, there's a couple problems that ask you to add up all the values. So for example, if you want to get the total fare, you want to find out how much money did people pay to ride on the Titanic, or for total cost of tickets on the Titanic, right? So this is not a hard problem to solve. Essentially we got to loop over the array and then add up all the fares. There's a couple pitfalls here. One of them is that if a fare is undefined and we try and add it to a number, then we'll get a problem. We'll get a nan, right? And that's not a number. And then after that, any numbers we add will be not a number. So we got to filter out the fares that are missing first, and then add all the fares that remain together. Okay. So let's solve that. I'm gonna do it in the REPL playground, right? So let me take that last example we did, and I'll put it down here. And the idea here is we want to use, there's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to suggest using reduce because it's another array method that's made just for this situation. So reduce essentially, you call it on an array, and unlike map and filter that return arrays, reduce returns a single value. So you can reduce, say, an array of numbers to a single number, or you can reduce an array of strings to a single string. Okay, or you can take an array of objects and reduce them to a number or a string or another object, right? But we'll have a single value when we're done. So let's try it. So I'm going to say const total fares equals, let me make this a little bit wider here. We'll say total fares, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the data and we're going to reduce it. So we'll say reduce. Now reduce is a little bit different from map and filter. So it takes a callback function. I'm going to write the whole thing here because this is the first parameter. And then there's a second parameter that's a comma here. And after this is the starting value for reduce. So since I'm going to add up the fares and I want a number when I'm done, I'm going to start with 0 as my starting value. Okay? So I put that here as the second parameter. Another thing that's different about reduce is that the callback for reduce, rather than taking a single parameter, it takes two parameters really to get it to work. Actually, filter and map take a couple parameters. Usually we just use the one, but reduce requires two parameters, okay? So one of them is the accumulator, and you can think about accumulator as being the value here, right? And then the second value is one of the items from our array. So this will be a passenger. So we can think of this as the running total, and this as the passenger. So we're going to take the passenger's fare, add it to the running total, and return the running total. And then the next passenger will add its fare to the running total, the accumulator, and then return it. Okay, so let's do that. So if we write this on a single line, we can get rid of the curly brackets. So I'll delete that. We got to keep this comma though, don't lose that. And what I want to do is I want to return the accumulator plus the passenger fields dot fare. And this first one's going to have a problem because we didn't filter out the undefined fares, but let's give that a try just for fun. So just so you see what the problem looks like, right? So I'm going to say total fares here like this, and then I'll run it. Oh, actually I didn't have a problem. I kind of thought one of those fares was undefined, but maybe I was wrong actually. Okay, so anyway, so that seemed to work. I'll talk about filtering out the fares too, just in case, right? But this would be our total fares for all passengers, right? So if we wanted to filter out the fares that were not undefined, we could do it this way. We could say data dot filter, right? And maybe I'll move this to its own line and it'll be a little easier to read. So we're going to call data. We're going to filter out our data for fares that are not, fares that are only fares that are undefined, are not undefined. And then after that, we're going to reduce all those fares to a single value or a total, okay? So essentially, again, like when we talk about reduce here, the accumulator starts with the value here, that's the second parameter. And then inside the callback, you're always returning the accumulator, right? So every time you want to, change the accumulator, you do it here in the callback. And then the next call to the callback receives the accumulator and your next item from your array. And then when you're done, this accumulator value is what's returned over here, okay? So let's filter now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, we got a passenger, and I want to return this passenger only if its fare does not equal undefined. Okay. And there I get the same answer. So I guess there aren't any fares that are undefined. I thought that there was a couple in there that were undefined, but don't worry about that. Anyway, so this is how we might use reduce to create a total from all the values that are there. Okay. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this is helpful. So hopefully it'll help you solve the problems when you get to here. So total fares, we kind of solved that one right here, but the next one is average too. So let's talk about that just for a moment before I end the video. But the average is the total divided by the number of fares, right? Okay. And the median, maybe I'll do the median in the next video because that one's a little weird, but essentially the median is the value in the middle, and you need to sort the values first. Okay. So we'll cover that one next.